In the recent One Piece episode, they revealed Shanks' bounty. And I'll be honest here, when I first saw Shanks' bounty, I actually always thought, ever since the old Yonko of Whitebeard, Shanks, Big Mom, and Kaido, I've always felt like that Whitebeard and Shanks would have the highest bounty. I don't know why. Maybe it was that first clash. Maybe it was the hype that got to me. But when Shanks had his bounty below Big Mom and Kaido, it didn't surprise me because it made sense. He's the youngest Yonko. He recently became an emperor. Big Mom and Kaido been with Rocks and just have more history than compared to Shanks. But still, Shanks still has that hype, stopping Marineford, interacting with Kaido, so many hype moments with Shanks. Even recently with the Gorosei and the Reverie, he made the Reverie crazy. It was already good, but he made it crazy with that. I'm trying to talk about a certain pirate with the Gorosei. That was an epic moment. And now in the latest chapter, he just brings more hype when it comes to him being amongst Rocks, Roger, Whitebeard, Kozuki Oden, and of course Luffy's the one who's trying to get to that level. So Kaido just giving a lot of respect to Shanks as a character. And it's funny because Kaido gives a lot of respect to Shanks as a character, but the Marines give more respect to Shanks' red hair pirates as a group more than them as their captain as a character. The captain's still extremely powerful, hype with stopping Marineford, having a 4 billion berry bounty. I'm saying the crew itself is getting a lot of hype. This is an Emperor's crew that's getting the hype of, I know it might be blasphemous or shocking for me to say this, but a Pirate King crew level. That's the amount of hype they're giving. And honestly, I can't wait to see what this crew is capable of. Yes, you see the titles, the strongest crew in One Piece. Currently, I'm not surprised if this is the strongest crew, the way that they're getting hyped up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, of course, and like the video. We'll try to get 500 likes for this video, and of course, turn on notifications because I got some huge videos coming in 2021, so please don't miss out 2021, and I got actually a crazy video coming out tomorrow, so turn on notifications. So the exact words that they said about Shanks, the Red Hair Pirates crew, because we've seen the Red Hair Pirates crew since chapter 1, from chapter 1 to the interactions with Dracula Mihawk to the moment of course early on when it comes to the Whitebeard Pirates and Marineford. The Marineford is really what was iconic, and we saw actually the whole crew and their designs and how cool they looked. But what we saw recently in that recent episode is that they said that the Red Hair Pirates are the most balanced crew when it comes to an emperor. When it comes to they're just famous and being powerful characters, the Red Hair Pirates are the most balanced. And they literally mentioned their top officers. They mentioned Lucky Roo, Yasopp, and Ben Beckman specifically when hyping up Shanks. They didn't do that for Kaido, they didn't do that for Big Mom, and they didn't do that for Blackbeard. Though they did hype up Blackbeard's crew when it comes to level 6 prisoners, they didn't say the names for any of these crews when it comes to these emperors. They just said that for Red Hair Shanks, just giving Shanks more hype. Honestly, I want to see what these top commanders are able to do, because yeah, the way they're talking about these top commanders when it comes to Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo, and Yasopp, these guys are on incredible, the strongest commanders of any Emperor crew. They're giving these guys extreme hype. Now, one thing I realized early in the story is Luffy, when he wanted to join the Red Hair Pirates, he was denied because he did not know how to swim. And that was kind of his goal, learn how to swim and you can join our crew, Luffy. That's kind of what Shanks pretty much said to him. Because swimming is the most important thing for a pirate, as Shanks said his statement. Of course, Luffy ate it up for him and would now be able never to swim. Shanks giving up his arm, and just an amazing chapter 1. But what I'm trying to say is that the fact that Shanks highlighted swimming so much, it honestly made me believe that there is no Delver user in the Red Hair Pirates. At least purposely, once you join the crew, honestly, I feel like swimming is such a big deal that I feel like the Red Hair Pirates are so powerful because they're more hockey based. I mean, you see how the importance of hockey in Rio after the time skip. So, of course, Shanks wouldn't mind having a Luffy or a Buggy on his crew because he likes them. Those are friends, his Nakama. But I'm honestly feel like Shanks prefers to have no Delver users. I wouldn't be surprised if his top commanders, I wouldn't be surprised if Shanks' top 9 to 10 characters on his crew are all Yonko Commander level minimum. That's how much hype. The most balanced Yonko crew, they have extreme hype, and I'm gonna give that respect to Red Hair. Now, of course, there is a character in the Red Hair Pirates that does get made fun of, that does been seen as a laughingstock, as a joke on the same level as Condriano. I don't even know what his name is ever since they put the D and it's made so many jokes. But Rockstar, yes, this guy who, let's be honest here, Rockstar was used to hype up Red Hair Shanks and Whitebeard because of course, he was given a message from Shanks to Whitebeard, and Whitebeard ripped that message up and do you know who I am? I'm Whitebeard. And he looks huge compared to Rockstar, who has a 94 million berry bounty. This is right when we find out Luffy's bounty is 100 million. So we find out our captains of the main characters, 100 million. Then we see at 94 million, who's a rookie on Shanks' crew, and then nobody. Just made us more hype about the future of these end of story pirates. And I like how he was like, yo, my pride is like my pride, and Shanks like, yo, relax though, don't lose your life over your pride. I like when Shanks said that to him. Now, of course, after the time skip, Rockstar is chilling with the Red Hair Pirates still, and he's with the main components of the crew. Such an amazing story is if after the time skip, Rockstar actually, not the strongest, but if he became like a mid-tier Red Hair Pirates and he's actually a monster, like a superb pirate, and his bounty went from like 94 million to 940 million, that would be one of the greatest stories since Kobe and his rise. Honestly, the growth of Rockstar would definitely make me happy as a fan to be like, yo, this guy started from the bottom and now is here. But definitely want to say Rockstar was kind of like showing a big first early sign of Red Hair Pirates being monsters. Let's go back in time. Yes, we're going to use the time fruit to go back in time, and let's talk about the most devastating crew, the most dangerous crew. We all were completely shocked to find out that a crew had a younger Whitebeard, a younger Big Mom, an apprentice of Kaido, of course Shiki, Captain John, Zhang Wei. There's so many monsters, and the leader, Roxy Zebek. This crew had at least minimum 4 Conqueror Haki users. It could be 5 when it comes to Shiki, and we don't even know the other characters. Like Captain John could be a Conqueror Haki user too. I always look at a comment made by Whitebeard when Kozuki Oden joined his crew. Like he said, Kozuki Oden is not the kind of guy who would join under a crew in a sense, because that Conqueror Haki got first clash with Whitebeard. And I like how when Kaido sees Luffy's Conqueror Haki when he's unconscious, he says, oh, you have the Conqueror Haki like kid, we can't have too much Conqueror Haki. Like Kaido and Whitebeard felt the failure of having too many Conqueror Haki users when it comes to the Rocks Pirates. Too many guys who wanted to be the guy. Yes, we've seen that in a real life situation like the NBA, where everyone wants to be the star, and like you have to go into your role, and then once you accept your role, the team just works better. And I feel like that's the difference between the Rocks Pirates and the next strongest crew. Yes, the next strongest crew, the Roger Pirates. I feel like the Roger Pirates, the Pirate King's crew, they're seen as the GOAT pirate crew. Yes, the Rocks had all those stars on them, all these leaders, all these guys who became monster captains. But when it comes to the crew as itself working together, the Roger Pirates were the GOAT crew. Like they had also a lot of Conqueror Haki users. You had Roger, Rayleigh, Kozuki Oden, Shanks, who was an apprentice on the crew. Of course, there could be Scarpa was known as one of Roger's strongest guys. He could have Conqueror Haki Matu. So we don't know nothing about Scarpa, but definitely want to say this crew definitely was, like, when it comes to working together, surpassing the Rocks. Yes, the Rocks had the most dangerous crew, the most strongest crew, but Roger Pirates, in my opinion, are the greatest crew of all time, and you can't deny that. Like, they're even seen and revered as a legendary crew. Look at how much clout that Buggy got just for being known as a Roger Pirate. That just rests my case right there. Now, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not trying to disrespect Big Mom's crew or Kaido's crew. Like, Big Mom has Katakuri, a Conqueror Haki user, Awakening, but Conqueror Haki user. Big Mom has a Conqueror under her. I wouldn't be surprised if King had the name, given the name of his name is King, he has King's Conqueror Haki. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if King has that Conqueror Haki. The fact that Queen said his statement on Luffy using Conqueror Haki, like, he wasn't truly crazily impressed. I wouldn't be surprised if King had it, and I think Kaido and Big Mom having a Conqueror Haki user wouldn't be a shock to me. Of course, Red Hair, in my opinion, I think he will have a minimum of 3 Conqueror Haki users because he has the strongest crew, in my opinion. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rue, Yasop, and Ben Beckman all have Conqueror Haki. Like, honestly, Usopp made a joke about how he has Conqueror Haki. He made a lie about that. We know what happens with Usopp's lie. So if his father have Conqueror Haki, and then he gets Conqueror Haki, that would definitely make sense to me. But I honestly think the biggest thing when it comes to the Red Hair Pirates is they all have advanced Haki. The Haki we see, that advanced Haki that was highlighted in Wano, I think the Red Hair Pirates, all of them, not just Lucky Roo, Ben Beckman, and Yasuo. I think even the mid-tier to low-tier Red Hair Pirates all have advanced Haki. I think they're just Haki specialists, and that's why they were so, like, when Red Hair was being mentioned, his crew was getting I'm not gonna say more hype than him, but as much has hype than him. Like, of course, Red Hair is the captain, he's the strongest of the crew, but his crew was getting a lot of respect, and I like that. Now, of course, like, people are saying, okay, you think that all the top commanders of Shanks, like Ben Beckman, Yasop, and Lucky Roo, are all Admiral level? Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they're all Admiral level. Like, honestly, Ben Beckman in that moment with Kizaru, like, that was such an iconic moment. Oh, Ben Beckman, like, Kizaru gave him that respect. Yes, Kizaru still went crazy, but he still gave Ben Beckman that respect. So, like I said, if they are all Admiral levels, at least Admiral level, or at least all of them are Vice Captain to an Emperor level, like, if they're all Katakuri level, of course, Ben Beckman being a little stronger, of course. But like, if the minimum, the weakest one of all, let's say Yasub's the weakest, if he's category level, in my opinion, that would give the ultimate respect to the Red Hair Pirates. That would make their crew just monstrative. Honestly, that is a crew of, how to say, epic proportion. One of the biggest things and reasons why I believe that the Red Hair Pirates are the strongest crew in One Piece, because Luffy said something that was very, very important. He said that, pretty much, that when it comes to him, he will gather up the greatest crew that will surpass Shanks, and he's going to surpass Shanks himself. Now, we all know Shanks recently in the chapter was put up with guys like Rocks, Roger, Whitebeard, and Odin, monsters. So Shanks is already, honestly, like, Kaido was putting Shanks in a elite level. Like, you could see that Shanks being the strongest emperor. Now, I'm not going to say that, but you could see it if you want to. What I'm trying to say is this: Luffy's going to have to surpass Shanks, but he also wants to have a greater crew than Shanks. So that line right there about Luffy early in chapter 1, it makes sense that Shanks would have the current strongest crew. What they're saying, what Brand New was saying about Shanks' crew, it all makes sense, honestly. Yasub should have some next level observation hierarchy. Honestly, Lucky Root just looks like a monster, a beast of a fighter. And Ben Beckman, we all know his IQ is just insane. So I definitely want to say, and look at Luffy. Luffy's right now with his vice captain Zoro facing a Yonko. We have Jinbei and Sanji and maybe a future dry pirate in Yamato. We have Usopp progressing. What I'm trying to say is Luffy, he's getting there, guys. He's getting there. And the Storage Dry Pirates are going to be insane in the membrane. It's going to be lasagna. But tell me your thoughts down in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on the Red Hair Pirates being the strongest crew? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Maybe you think the Beast Pirates or the Big Mom Pirates or the Blackbeard Pirates? I think the Blackbeard Pirates are definitely going to be in contention for the strongest crew later on. But right now, I'm going to give the title to Shanks. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts when it comes to the strongest crew. Like and share if you enjoy. Like and share only if you enjoy. Subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the Legend Mac, and I'm gone.